Today's episode is brought to you by Amazon Pharmacy. Guys, Amazon Pharmacy saves you time, easily works with your doctor, and delivers medication right to your door. Amazon Pharmacy is so easy, you can have your doctor's office send your next prescription straight to Amazon Pharmacy, and they will deliver it directly to your door. You don't have to go anywhere. Amazon works with most insurance plans nationwide. And if you're a fellow Amazon Prime member like me, you can get free 2-day delivery and save on prescription medication when paying without insurance. So Amazon Prime members can save on prescription medications when not using insurance and get free 2-day delivery. Learn more at amazon.com/advice. That's amazon.com/advice. Again, guys, amazon.com/advice. Today's episode is brought to you by Thrive Market. Thrive Market is an online membership-based market on a mission to make healthy living easy and affordable for everyone. Shopping with Thrive Market is healthy without the hassle. You can easily shop by 70-plus diets and values like keto, paleo, gluten-free, vegan, non-GMO, fair trade certified, BPA-free, and so much more. Skip the store and the lines. Also, what I love most about shopping with Thrive Market is when you join, you give back. Through Thrive Market Gives, their 1-for-1 membership matching program, every paid membership sponsors a free one for a low-income family. And we love that. So guys, go ahead and join Thrive Market today and get 25% off your first order and an exclusive free gift. The only way to get this offer is by going to thrivemarket.com/advice. That's THRIVE market.com/advice, ADVICE, to get the exclusive offer of 25% off your first order and a free gift. You can't get this offer anywhere else, guys. So go to thrivemarket.com/advice. Today's episode is brought to you by Song Pop 2. If you don't know what Song Pop 2 is, let me tell you. Song Pop 2 is a free music trivia game where the goal is to guess the song the fastest. You can choose different categories like country music, R&B, hip hop, and the list goes on. It's a really fun way to pass the time and test your music knowledge. Song Pop is so addicting, guys. I can't put it down. And the best part is that you can actually play against your family, friends, strangers around the world, or even me. Do yourself a favor and follow Taryn and I. Our username is Unsolicited Advice Pod, and maybe we can challenge each other, play against each other, see who wins. So if you haven't already, guys, go ahead and click the link in the description box of this episode to download Song Pop 2, and you can also find it on Apple and Android app stores by searching Song Pop 2. Again, guys, click the link in our description box to download the game, and you can also find it on Apple and Android app stores by searching Song Pop 2.
Okay, Ash, I have another Guinness world record for you.
Oh, hit me with it.
How long do you think the record is for the longest fingernails?
Oh, God. I went to a museum once in San Francisco, and I remember seeing it. And
okay,
I don't know the number.
Guess this. How many years did this person go growing their nails before they cut them?
Oh, no. For like the Guinness World, I'm going to go like a solid 7 years.
28 years.
Oh, ew.
Of growing her nails.
No.
There's over 24
I see it. I didn't mean to, but I looked and I see it, and that's just, imagine being touched by that.
I want to know, how does she wipe herself, dude?
She doesn't. There's no possible way. She has a bidet. 1,000%. She has a very strong bidet.
I need to move on.
Ew. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Unsolicited Advice. I'm Ashley.
I'm Taryn.
And very excited to be back here for another episode. How you doing, Taryn? How's it going?
I'm great. I definitely forgot we were recording, and I was like busy working. So all of a sudden I looked at the clock and I was like, oh, we're recording in like 3 minutes.
Well, I'm also super proud of us because we're back on a Monday.
We are on a Monday.
Pre-pandemic, Taryn and I had cleared every Monday of our lives to record a UA episode. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It's no one's fault necessarily, but our own. Mm-hmm. We have been all over the place. We record on Fridays. We record on Sundays. We record on Wednesdays. But the goal has been to bring it back to Mondays. And here we are.
Yes,
we very proud of ourselves.
Yes.
Yes, we did agree at 4. And Taryn texted me at like 3:58 and was like, oh my God, it's 4.
Well, also it was so quiet. So I was like, maybe like you're running behind too. But then she was like, yeah, 4. And I was like, okay. So I like got an energy drink, got my story ready. It was like
She's here.
But I'm here. I'm present. How are you, Ash?
I'm so good.
Oh,
I had a great weekend. I had a weekend where I just felt rejuvenated.
Good.
I felt fully, rested, and I got a lot of things done this past weekend that I wanted to get done. And I just feel like I'm ready to attack this week.
I love that for you.
I know this does not always happen. So I feel like I had to address it and just celebrate the fact that I'm having a decent Monday.
I love that for you.
Ugh, me too.
That answer was so genuine.
Also, because my sister, normally we all work from home, right? Mm-hmm. There's 3 of us that live here and all 3 of us work from home. My sister normally films on Mondays, but she decided not to. And I was like, I had this huge revelation. I was like, I could sleep in and still get a workout in without being too loud for the video or whatever.
Oh, and she went off. Let me just say, I was rattling in my room because my room's above the gym room, and usually Ash has her headphones in, and it's
people are recording and there's filming and there's work being done.
Not today, people.
Not today, Satan. Today. Not today.
She was rocking out.
I plugged in a speaker.
She did.
I played all my favorite workout songs, went through my playlist, only did the good ones. You know how there's good ones and okay ones? I only did the good ones and just freaking crushed my workout. And that just put me, again, cherry on top to an already great weekend. And now I'm just ready to freaking slay my week.
Yes, you are.
And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
Proud of you.
How was your Monday?
Ash, we already did me.
Did we say Monday?
But we did me. How are you? How's everything?
Fine. Don't tell everyone. They're all curious now.
I did tell everyone.
About Monday?
Yeah, I was stressed and I forgot we were recording.
Oh, well, I meant your morning.
We
shared lunch together.
We had lunch together.
That was
cute.
nice. We sat outside. It's nice and sunny. Well, kind of sunny today. I feel like we sat outside during the sunny part of the day, which was nice. It was great.
I think majority of my work now is editing, on a computer. So it's very easy to get lost in I'll blink and I'm like, oh my gosh, the day is done. So I feel very much time warpy today, I'm like, where did the day go? But I'm in a great mood. We're thriving.
Dude, if I didn't have my Google Cal and alarm set, I also would be like, oh my God, it's 4.
Lexi would have showed up, who we've mentioned. Lex is helping us with socials. She comes to our episodes. It's been literally keeping me and Ash in check. And she would have shown up and been like, hey guys, and we would have both pretended we were ready.
She would have knocked on both our doors and been like, you guys ready? And we would have been like, yeah, sure.
We're waiting for you. God.
1 second. I would have been like, can you get started setting up while I find a story to talk about?
I would have been like, I just need to put on some pants. I'll be right there.
Oh, shoot.
So we started the whole proof it thing in the beginning of this podcast because we talk about stuff. We want to put the pictures on so you guys can see what we're talking about.
Yes.
But we failed miserably at keeping up with it. So I blame
myself.
I blame myself. Oh. We blame each other.
We blame ourselves.
So my friend Alex actually, which can we just round of applause? She went back and listened to every single one of our episodes and compiled a list of all the proof its. So we're going to update our proof it highlight, but because we acknowledge that that's probably so annoying to look through to the specific episodes.
Yeah.
What we're going to do now is when we do our we have a new episode, we're now going to make sure we title what the episode is on our post, and then you can swipe to see
all the proof
its for that specific episode. So be excited about that. We're trying to get more organized.
We're catching up.
Again,
2020 was a bad
Lexi
year.
Now.
We're on track.
Yeah.
Anyways. I have a tearing it up.
What if I have a tearing it up?
You asked me already and I said I did, so back off.
I asked you if you had one.
And I said yes.
But then
and you didn't say you had one.
Because I didn't.
Well, first come, first serve.
But
so
now
you're going to have
do.
to hold that
Can
for
we
next
rock,
time.
paper, scissors?
Absolutely not. We already.
Ashley Nicole.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It's my name.
It's too late. You had your chance.
Ownership. This is my legacy.
You had your chance.
We're not friends for the next 20
Anyways.
seconds.
Hello, everyone. If you don't know, Tearing It Up is our favorite segment.
Apparently. Some of us. More than others.
It's not our absolute favorite segment. We love all of the things you guys send in. But tearing it ups are hilarious, and we love a good laugh. So that's why we're here. So tearing it up today is titled, I've never scrubbed my arm so hard.
What did she get on it?
I don't know. Hey ladies, my name is Hallie, pronounced like Halle Berry, and yes, you can say my name.
Amazing.
Y'all, I cannot make this up. I am writing to you at 10:22 p.m. on a Saturday night. My best friend and I just went to Target to walk around, as one does. We were dreaming about all the super cute things we can have in our houses when we grow up. Same. I do that all the time. Yeah. When we got to the back of the store, there was a little clearance spot on an end cap. We stopped to look because, hello, who doesn't love a good deal? Mm-hmm. I saw the super cute mug and I went to pick it up. Little did I know there was something in the mug.
Ew, why?
Now, let me tell you, I don't think I've ever been so shocked / disgusted / freaked out in my life. You're probably thinking, oh, big deal. It can't be that bad. No, it was really that bad. It got all over my hand and dripped onto my sleeve. Of course, I had to be wearing super long sleeves at the time. My friend and I were dying laughing, partially out of shock because we didn't know what had just happened, and partially because my reaction was just priceless. As we were dying, we literally ran to the bathroom to wash off my whole entire arm because who knows what was in the mug. Praying that it was just water, we continued wandering around Target for a little while longer. When I got home, I was scared to see what was actually on my sleeve. I had a few guesses and I was really hoping I'd be wrong. Sadly, I was not. All I would like to say is who in the world would ever go into the back of Target and pee in a mug from a clearance section?
Up.
Disgusting.
Shut up.
Pee in a mug at the back of Target.
Wait.
Pee.
She didn't know until...
Well... Maybe she was in denial.
She knew.
Maybe she had an idea and didn't. I've had something similar happen to me before.
You spilled someone's urine on you.
No, it was different, but it's still like a bodily fluid. So it was similar.
Ew.
Not at Target, but I was in denial too.
That makes it so different.
I don't want to. Okay. Ew. I was at Coachella one time.
Ew,
and
was I there?
I don't think you were there this year, but someone bumped me, as one does in a crowded concert style festival thing. And this girl, I made eye contact her as she was, wow, I said that weird. I made eye contact with her as she was coming towards me, and she bumped me, bumped my arm. And as I was walking, and I remember thinking she smelled really bad, really bad.
Oh dear God. And
then as I'm walking, I'm like, I still smell it. I was with Kit Kat. I was with Alicia. I was like, God, it smells awful. I still smell her. And I think she's around me, but I don't see her anywhere. I finally looked down and she clearly had gotten.
Stop. Wait, I can't talk about this. My gag reflex is kicking in.
She had gotten vomit on my hand. And let me just tell you, in the middle of VIP, I sobbed, fully sobbed.
I would
Tears
too.
Fell to the floor. Kit Kat was dying laughing, and I was just crying a stream of tears down my face. This wasn't COVID. I had some sanitizer, but it wasn't enough. So we poured a water bottle on my hand. I scrubbed it with sanitizer, and then I ran into the bathroom, and I was in there for probably 20 minutes scrubbing my hand.
My gosh.
And wiping tears from my face because I was traumatized. Anyways, long story short, I don't know why I said all that. Anyways, she continues, P.S. I'm obsessed with y'all's podcast, and if you read this, please know that it will probably be at the gym and I'm going to fall off the treadmill.
Don't fall.
That's where I listen to podcasts too. You guys are an inspiration to me, and I think of you guys as role models. By the way, if you're wondering, which you definitely aren't, but it's fine, I'm an Enneagram 2. Yay! She says, let's go, Taryn. Also, welcome. I have found my Ashley, and she's the literal best. She was the one at Target with me.
Cute.
Isn't that cute?
Ash,
hold on
we're best friends that are
we
inspiring
are best
others.
friends that are inspiring
so
other best friends
when I need you to.
Where's this coming from?
Look at, you're pulling away.
Why are you holding me like this?
I love you.
Don't
tell me you love me for everyone to hear.
Taryn,
say it.
Why?
Say it.
I love you.
Thank you. I hate you. Okay.
She ends it with, thanks again for all you do. I'm praying for you girls.
Sweet.
So sweet. So
Sweet.
kind.
Love this.
I'm so sorry that happened to
Yeah.
you. I'm also
Oof.
so sorry something similar happened to me. It's a horrible experience. But I love that at least you got a good laugh out of it.
That has to be on footage somewhere.
1,000%.
Like if that were me, I would probably be like, as I'm walking out to like a security or staff, I'd be
I
like,
would
hey,
have told everyone.
someone definitely took a leak in one of your cups and
in my
you guys
head,
need to lock it down.
in my head, I'm like 50-50 chance. It's some creep, right? Huge possibility.
Which
Or-
like there was a weird aspect
weird
to
kind of
why he did
situation
that.
going
Yes.
on. Or actually, I'm going to say 3 possible situations.
child.
Someone's super drunk, or a child. Like just couldn't hold it and grabbed
And
a
the
cup
parent panics.
Yeah.
But why would you put
Or
the
the kid
cup
just
right
did it.
there and not just be like, okay, this is a clearance mug, so we're talking what, like $3?
Let's pay the $3.99.
Let's take our losses.
Let's take it to the bathroom. Let's dump it out and let's buy it. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, wow. All right. Well,
Anyways,
I will go next and try to take our minds off of
please.
bodily functions.
Bless.
Which, by the way, for you being the one who's uncomfortable by them, I feel like you choose a lot of stories that have them. So,
What does that mean? And what are you insinuating
I
by
feel
it?
like everyone, that long pause, I feel like everyone who knows us probably like could picture the glare you were giving me. I'm just saying it. You would think it's me, but it's you.
But this is gross. Why would you put
I'm proud of you.
why would you put a spotlight on me like that?
There's no spotlight.
I
there
feel
are a
the
couple
spotlight.
ring lights.
So we all know it sucks being sick, right? But if there's anything worse than being sick, it's having to get up, get dressed, and go to the store to get your medications while being sick. I'd much rather stay in bed, thank you very much. And I can now because of Amazon Pharmacy. Guys, if you don't know what Amazon Pharmacy is an online pharmacy where you can get your prescriptions delivered to your door. You don't have to go and leave the house. You can just walk to the front door and pick them up on your doorstep. You can easily have your doctor's office send your next prescription straight to Amazon Pharmacy, and they will deliver it to your door. Also, Amazon Pharmacy works with most insurance plans nationwide, so you can go ahead and use your insurance for that as well. And if you are a fellow Amazon Prime member like me, you can get free 2-day delivery and save on prescription medications when paying without insurance. I love my Amazon Pharmacy because it's so convenient. I have the worst allergies, and I have since I was like 8, you guys. I used to have to drag myself to the pharmacy constantly to get my prescription refilled, but now I don't have to. I simply had my doctor fill out my prescription and send it to Amazon Pharmacy, and now all I have to do is pick it up on the doorstep and I'm done. So again, guys, Amazon Prime members can save on prescription medications when not using an insurance and get free 2-day delivery. Learn more at amazon.com/advice. That's amazon.com/advice. And one more time, just for good measure, that's amazon.com/advice. What's up, UA fam? It's Ashley here. As you guys know, I'm a little bit of a health addict. I love working out. I love eating healthy. I love taking care of my body. But sometimes it can be really difficult to eat healthy. And not only difficult, sometimes it can be really expensive. So insert Thrive Market, guys. They have changed my life. Thrive Market is an online membership-based market on a mission to make healthy living easy and affordable for everyone. Thrive Market has the best selection of high-quality, healthy, and sustainable products all online. Buy thousands of wholesome food, home, and beauty products curated just for members. It's a one-stop shop for everything you need: organic and essential groceries, clean beauty, safe supplements, and non-toxic home, plus ethical meat, sustainable seafood, clean wine, love that, and more. And of course, their products are ethically sourced. Thrive Market is good for you and the planet. Orders of $49 or more are shipped for free and delivered with carbon neutral shipping from their zero waste warehouses. And guys, what Taryn and I love the most is that when you join, you get to give back through Thrive Gives, their 1-for-1 membership matching program. Every paid membership sponsors a free one for a low-income family, and that's absolutely incredible, and that's why we love Thrive Market. So join Thrive Market today to get 25% off your first order and an exclusive free gift. The only way to get this offer is by going to thrivemarket.com/advice. That's THRIVE market.com/advice to get the exclusive offer of 25% off your first order and a free gift. You can't get this offer anywhere else, guys, so go to thrivemarket.com/advice.
Okay, this is from our anonymous fam, and it says, hello there. First of all, I love your podcast, and I tune in every week. We love commitment.
Oh, thank you.
Commitment. Before I begin, I just wanted to say that I would like to stay anonymous, please. Your wish is my command. I'm currently in the middle of a mental breakdown and I didn't know what to do, but I've been thinking about writing to you guys for some time now. So here we are, which I don't love it, because I would hope that none of the people listening ever have to go through breakdowns or crying. But don't you like when you get a letter where they're like, I'm literally sitting on the floor crying and I'm just writing this out?
Yeah.
Like, I just feel honored that you guys turn to us. And I also, even though like I wish I could say that I've like read every story, and it's just hard because I mean, the more that we've grown, like we're so thankful to have so many people writing in, but it is harder than like, remember our first episodes? We were like, oh my gosh, there's like 5 emails. Like, do we need to ask our friends to send in emails? We were like freaking out.
I did ask friends to send emails. We had to start somewhere.
Same.
And those friends came through. And luckily, I mean, that only lasted what? Like the first
like a couple episodes.
Month?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe a few. Yeah.
Yeah. Where we were like, we need like good ones, because we were trying to like start off with a bang, you know?
No, it's so true.
So yeah. Wow.
But I love that the thing that always makes me feel better too about that is when you guys are like, even just writing it out, it's almost like we forced everyone to journal.
I was going to say,
like,
this is a technique that is commonly used by, professional people, not us. And I feel like this whole situation just turned into a very helpful, very creditable technique.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For everyone involved.
Mm-hmm. We love it.
I'm getting therapy out of this. Y'all are getting therapy out of this. It's mutually beneficial.
I mean, I'm perfect and I need nothing. So, but
I'm here for everyone. That's why you're
else.
advising, obviously.
Okay. Let me see where I was. Okay. For the last few years, I've been trying to avoid inviting friends to my house because I sometimes get this weird, anxious feeling if I just don't want to be somewhere anymore and I want to be alone. My mood changes and I get so uncomfortable. It's a lot more difficult when inviting people over. I can't just tell them to leave because that's rude and I'll just feel worse after.
Dear
God. Ashley Nicole.
Is it rude?
You're your own breed.
I just need to know. Because whoops.
Yes. You will have me in a ball crying if you ever were to be like, get out. Imagine the breakdown. I would come back with your favorite foods at your door. Like, can I come in now? Can we be friends now? You're the worst. Okay. Just feel worse after, but I don't know what other options do I have. I don't think it's because of my friends. I love them and they are the best. But ever since I can remember having friends, I get this feeling. I sometimes get it outside, but I have the option to leave without being rude. And I mostly get it when people are over or I'm about to go somewhere. I guess I just want some advice on what to do in these situations because I do want to invite my friends over, but I'm nervous. I would really appreciate your advice. Thank you and have a nice day. Smiley face.
Smiley face.
I love a good smiley face.
Ugh, anonymous.
This is such a, I love when we get specific situations like this. Like we've never talked about something like this.
Yeah.
And I think you would be surprised, Anonymous, because I bet you feel super alone. Like I bet you're like, what is wrong with me? Why do I get these feelings? Oh my gosh, I can't even invite my friends over. Like that's so simple. But that's the thing is anxiety is such a beast that it's kind of like a giant octopus. Like it has all these different legs that represent different things, but like it's all still anxiety. And everyone has experienced some form of a tentacle of anxiety. I'm rolling with this.
Yeah, it's a great example.
But it's something that I think people, because we've seen people who have really bad anxiety or you have social anxiety or health anxiety or PTSD from stuff that triggers anxiety. And you have all this stuff that sometimes you feel like still very alone because there's just such a broad spectrum. But I am the most social person ever. And I've had this hit me before where I've just been like, oh my gosh, like I can't be here right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think it's interesting because I've often said in this podcast that I don't struggle with that much anxiety. My sister kind of like put me in check the other day. And I'm going to go ahead and share a little bit of my story. For whatever reason, when I'm with friends and everyone wants to go dancing, I completely shut down. And it's the weirdest thing. I don't know where it comes from. I have no like title to give it except for the fact that I feel a pit in my stomach and all I can think about is what everyone else is thinking of me dancing. Yeah. And that's totally anxiety.
Yeah.
And I don't experience that anywhere else in life.
Yeah.
Except for when I go dancing.
Yeah.
And I have not met a single person who has experienced something similar to me. And I can feel very much alone sometimes because I'll just be there. I mean, Lexi and Taryn are both in here and I've danced with both of them. Granted, there were a handful of drinks involved, but
lot of strategy.
I'm like in the middle. I can't be on the end. There's like so much technique that goes involved. But it's so frustrating. And sometimes I have really good days and sometimes I have really bad days, but everyone experiences something similar in a really weird tentacle way.
Yeah, that's the dance anxiety tentacle, Ash.
There is a dance anxiety tentacle. It's valid. And it sounds dumb in my head, but the longer I've dealt with it, the more I've been like, no, this is a real thing.
Yeah.
And it's real.
No, I think, with everything, right? Like, and when you get into like when to seek help for stuff, a lot of times what like the bottom line is that you'll hear from professionals is if something is affecting you from being able to do everyday things and it affects you in like more than one area of your life, then it's something you should seek help for. And so like, obviously, ultimately, you guys should freaking know by now, like me and Ash, if we could say one piece of advice to every single person, it'd be, you should try counseling because
Get yourself a therapist.
We're such big fans. We've both experienced it. We've both seen what it can do. And we've seen that it can be different for everyone. I wasn't in therapy for a long time and I did it like 2 different times and got something from it both times. Same with Ash, like she kind of like went and then stopped and went back. Like, so it's something that I think is so valid. And I think when it comes to these type of anxieties that keep you from living your life in certain ways, I don't think there's anything wrong with seeking help.
Oh, not at all. And it doesn't even have to be, even though highly recommend a therapist, but if you have like a close family member or a friend, obviously in this situation, I'll just use Taryn. There's been so many times where I've been on the dance floor with Taryn and I've given her a look and she was able to understand where I was in that moment. And she'd be like, you want to get a drink? And I'd be like, please.
Yeah.
Obviously you'd have to share with that friend what you're dealing with, but come up with a safe word or come up with some kind of like cue when you can be like, okay, like people are coming over and what do I do? There's so many different techniques. You could even Google them with that involve deep breathing to like calm you down right before. But I number one thing is I would just tell someone first so that, and preferably someone who's going to be in that situation with you. Yeah. So that they can keep an eye on you. And also like, if you need to step out for a breather, they can like join you. So it doesn't feel awkward or weird.
Oh, fully.
There's been so many times Taryn has walked me off the dance floor because I was like, I've been like, help.
Completely. That's what I was going to say is I think you need to get creative with your approach. Again, like everything sounds so much bigger when you just think of the bigger issue. And right now you're thinking, oh my gosh, I have friends over. I'm going to freak out. And it's like, you're probably imagining, oh my God, they're all sitting there. Everyone's staring at me. I don't know what to do. Like it sounds way bigger. So first of all, I would involve your either friends, multiple, whatever. if I were you personally, I would do a few things. I would either try to be really creative with the type of hangs I schedule so that I am able to give myself an out. So maybe I would say like, hey guys, like let's, there's this cool new restaurant. Why don't you guys come over at 6? Our reservation's at 8 and we can just like hang out and play games and like chill before we go. So that way it's everyone's over for a short period of time that you know where there's the ending. Because with anxiety, a lot of times it's when you do things where you know what the ending is.
How long do I have to be here?
Yeah, which is why people with anxiety are so good with like Legos or puzzles or watching reruns of shows.
I was going to say movie nights.
Yeah, because you know the ending already, like you know the outcome, and it helps to ease your anxiety. So I would be more strategic about how you plan your outing. Or if it's like, hey, let's go to dinner and then come over and watch a movie, where a movie is something that you don't have to be involved with how that goes. So you put on the movie, you can turn off the lights, have snacks out. If everyone's watching the movie and you have to excuse yourself to your room or something for a little bit, like that's okay.
Yeah.
And they're still going to be fine and self-sufficient without you. So I would do kind of stuff like that. Or I would just tell my friends, I'd be like, hey guys, I would love to have you over, but just a little heads up. Like sometimes I struggle with like social anxiety. So if I have to like disappear for a little bit, like don't take it personal. Like sometimes I just need a breather to come back. But like everything, like make yourself at home. Like here's where this is, here's where this is, and kind of set it up like that. But I think the more that you start to just like baby step it and you have people over and okay, that went okay. Like let me try a longer hang or let me try a bigger amount of people. Then I think that's fine. So I think you just got to like get a little creative with it. Yeah.
And you don't even have to put a title on it. It could just be like, hey guys, like super down for tonight. Can't wait to see y'all. I'm in a little bit of a funk, but don't worry. Like I'm here and I'm ready to go, you know? And it just kind of gives them like a forewarning, like, hey, I had a bad day, but like, can't wait to hang. Yeah. And then if you do excuse yourself, it's like, oh, she had a bad day. We'll give her space. You know, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I don't know. I just think the older I get, the more I'm like, wow, I really have put so many pressures and expectations on myself that no one ever like even said.
No one told you to.
At the end of the day, the stuff I'm stressed about, if I really sit and think about it, I'm like, but did they say that's how they felt? Yeah, did they say that's what they needed me to look like to do? Like, did they give me a dirty look? Did they call me a name? Like, why am I so freaked out about these expectations or opinions that I'm putting in other people's minds and mouths when like that's not even reality?
Yeah, like great example, me going out dance with all my friends. For whatever reason, every friend of mine is an excellent dancer. Like really good. Really good. Like I'm not talking just like can bob and weave. Like they're over there like killing it. Yeah. And everyone's watching and it's always this huge show every time we go out. But if there's anyone like standing by like an innocent bystander just watching, if they look over to the corner, there's me. And I'm trying to like
doing the little
do something, you know, and I know I look awkward and I'm putting this comparison that I have to dance at that level, but no one's told me that there's no requirement that you can only dance if you're like excellent, you know, they just want you to dance.
They just want you there and no one's like
having a good, the whole point is to have fun. And so I'm making this huge pressure on myself of having to be an excellent dancer when a girl can't dance and has never been able to. So why am I putting that pressure on me?
Yeah.
You know?
No, for sure. No, but I think it's good. Like you've acknowledged it. You've shared it with your friends. So now like we know going into it. And also
some days I have good days.
You've gotten way more brave, but I don't think you would have been more brave unless you told people about it. And you were like, okay, wow, I'm giving this a name. Like it's something I struggle with. I have anxiety about going dancing. Now, like, what am I going to do the next time it happens? You know? Anyways, Anonymous, I'm excited for you. I think that you've got this. I think we've talked about some really tangible things you can do, but I think like, you know yourself, you know your friends, you know, like the types of hangs that happen. So I would just be honest and own the fact that you have to do it. You know what I mean?
Also, can I give a good,
oh my God, yeah.
Can I give a good party tip?
Oh yeah.
lighting and music.
Lighting and music
Is everything. You could have no plans for the night, but if the lighting is good, like mood lighting, and there's good music, it'll be a good time.
Yeah.
That's just from my own personal experience. And snacks.
Snacks.
Chips
lighting,
and guac. Some chips
music,
and salsa.
snacks. Oh my gosh. A little charcuterie board.
Yeah.
Oh.
Movie in the background. Like the music's the primary sound, but then there's like, something, I don't know.
A crunch?
A movie in the background. What did crunch come from?
Because you were talking about snack. I don't know. I was
No,
I was stuck on the food. Sorry.
I'm just going to paint the picture. Dim lighting.
Yes.
Bouncy music.
Yeah.
Some good snacks. And a movie playing, but quietly. Done.
I mean, I'm sold.
It's a good time.
Send me
it's
the
a
Hattie.
good time. How to have a party, Ashley 101.
You're too much.
It's dumb.
dead.
But it works.
It works. Yes. Well, thank you, Anonymous. We love you. We support you. We hear you. You're not alone. And you got this.
Yeah. So before we get into the second half of this week's episode, I am so excited to share with you guys one of our sponsors for this week. And our sponsor is Song Pop 2. You guys know Taryn and I, we love games and we love music, and this is the best of both worlds. This is the best of both worlds. Song Pop 2 is a free music trivia game where the goal is to guess the song the fastest. I am so good at games like this. Basically, you can choose different categories like country music, R&B, hip hop, and the list goes on. Literally any genre that you like, it's there. It's a super fun way to pass the time and test your music knowledge. For me personally, Song Pop 2 has a category called 2010, and guys, it throws me back to high school, and I'm living for it. One of my favorite things about Song Pop 2 is you can play not only your friends and family, but you can play strangers. You could even play me. And if you guys want to play me, go ahead and add me. My username is Unsolicited Advice Pod. You can play Taryn and I, and may the best music snob win. So guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and click the link in this episode's description box to download the game, or you can also find it on Apple and Android app stores by searching Song Pop 2. Again, go ahead, click the link in our description box to download Song Pop 2, or you can also find it in the Apple and Android app stores by searching Song Pop 2. Okay, UA fam, you guys probably already know this, but Taryn and I are somewhat of like entrepreneurs, business owners. We do it. We do the thing. When we first launched this podcast, we had no idea how complex it was going to be. Because of you guys, it quickly exploded and we weren't prepared. But now with Monday.com, we have the confidence that unsolicited advice can scale without scaling complexity. If you guys don't know what Monday.com is, it is a customizable platform that gives teams the ability to easily create the tools they need and want for their work. So for example, Taryn and I can create any workflow on Monday.com to manage anything we need, whether it's projects, processes, leads, client requests, or whatever else we might need for the podcast. And my favorite part about the platform is that it's super flexible so that any team can customize it to fit their needs, create a workflow from scratch, or simply pick a template, which is what Taryn and I usually tend to do, and get started right away and adjust it however you want along the way. And it's suitable for any team size, even just the two of us.
With WorkOS, managers can see what their team members are working on with no check-ins necessary. Teams have the autonomy they need, and managers can keep track of the big picture. So it's a win-win.
So do yourself a favor and visit Monday.com for your free 2-week trial. Again, visit Monday.com for your free 2-week trial. Okay, moving on to my story, guys. I'm really excited for this one. This one's excellent.
Ooh.
In the fact that I think this is something that everyone has experienced to a degree, but also like not commonly talked about. Okay.
Love that.
This one is titled Engagement Party Drama with a lot of A's after it.
I can't wait to have an engagement party because everyone is going to give me
to go to your engagement
so many
party.
gifts because they're going to be like, we really didn't know.
Running the gifts table and I'm gonna be like, gifts over here.
I feel like
gifts
I
over
could
here.
make bank at my wedding because people are just gonna be like, honey, finally. And I'll just cry and be like, remember all those prayers.
Can I say something really quick?
Sure.
So I've like watched Sex and the City. I've watched the movie, obviously. That was a big one, but I never watched the show really. Like I would watch it here and there, but I never sat and watched through the whole thing. They're coming out again. And I took it upon myself to like kind of start the series over again. I was like, you know what? Let me watch the first season and see from the start to the finish. I'm about 3/4 of the way through. It hits different when you're 31. When it came out, I was I was a baby.
Yeah.
I was a little baby. I didn't watch it really. I didn't understand anything.
Yeah.
Also, there's a lot of sex involved, so my parents didn't let me.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't allowed to watch it.
I didn't watch it till later, but I was still super young.
Yeah.
I am now almost their age, and it hits different. That's all I gotta say.
Maybe I should watch it.
You should. It's freaking hilarious.
I'll be like, yay. There's times
it's
like
funny.
even a New Girl where they started talking, like they'll say their ages now. And I'm like, that was last year for me.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I'm 31 or whatever. And I don't have any kids. And I'm like, oh, well.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys.
Same, but
if
different.
If you are in your early 30s and single still, go watch Sex and the
If you're
City.
like Nick Miller, please call me.
This is not, we just took a turn.
If you have a single
we
uncle
just took
or
a turn.
brother, preferably a pro athlete,
DM
call
us.
me.
Okay, back to my story because we just went on a huge tangent. Okay,
But Ash, what if I got a man out of this?
You know what? Then we could end the whole thing.
Next episode, I'm like, we'd like to announce UA ending because I'm getting married and moving.
Taryn's getting married, settling down, and being one of those friends that just disappears from the friendship because she got married.
Never.
Be honest.
Look in my eyes.
Be honest.
You know, Ash, even if you try to get rid of me, I'm like a freaking cockroach. I'll be like, spray me again. You missed.
Spray me again.
Oh, great.
Shoot.
I'm totally getting tagged with my face on a cockroach
Someone
body.
please put Taryn's face on a cockroach. God, that's hilarious.
Sorry, continue.
Man. Okay. Again, this is entitled Engagement Party Drama.
Okay. 20 minutes later.
Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay, here we go. Hello. I'd like to remain anonymous, please. Your wishes are command.
Yes.
Love the podcast. It's so amazing. You girls are changing more lives than you'll ever know. So thank you.
Love that.
Today, I am writing in about something that happened to me literally last night. I attended an engagement party for a good friend of mine. I'm so glad I was able to go support my friend in such a monumental moment of his life. Only problem was his brother was there too. Let's call his brother Jimmy.
Jimmy.
I knew that Jimmy would be there. Of course, it was his brother's engagement party after all. But you see, Jimmy and I had this ... complicated friendship. We would hang out and occasionally make out on and off for about 4 years. We'd text all the time. We were honestly the best of friends, but we never actually dated, mostly because he would always tell me that he didn't want anything serious. And I was just so smitten.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. Because I longed so much for a real relationship, I eventually got tired of waiting for Jimmy to be ready for commitment. So I would date other guys for a few months or weeks here and there, and Jimmy and I would lose touch for a bit. But as soon as things would end with any of those other guys, I would go running back into Jimmy's arms.
Yep.
Relatable.
We all know.
Until I met my current husband.
Oh.
As soon as I started dating my husband, that was the end of my on and off again emotional roller coaster friendship with Jimmy.
Aww.
I have now been very, very happily, she puts in all caps, married for 2 years to the absolute love of my life. So going into this party, I honestly thought seeing Jimmy would be no big deal at all. Why would it be a big deal, right? At least that's what I kept telling myself. That was until I saw her. An adorable, bubbly, blonde hanging on to his arm. He walked right up to me when he saw me and introduced me to this gorgeous, super sweet, hot tamale of a girl who, come to find out, was his girlfriend. I was shocked. I had no idea he had a girlfriend. And to add salt to the wound, he introduced me to her as a family friend that he would hang out with at family get-togethers. Excuse me? Well, we saw each other way more than at family get-togethers. Needless to say, I was instantly a big flaming ball of jealousy, and it hasn't stopped. I've been so full of heartbreak, jealousy, and honestly, a smidge of anger for the last 24 hours. Questions keep running through my head, like, why wasn't I good enough? What does she have that I don't? Does he really just think of me as a family friend? Did he ever even like me? I even Instagram stalked this girl, but the question is, why do I even care? I should just be happy for him, right? After all, I'm married to an amazing man who I adore and treats me like an absolute queen. I'm honestly so confused about all of these mixed up emotions. I just can't shake it. Please help. Sincerely, Anonymous.
Ooh, this is a juicy one. I'm excited.
Wow. First thing off the bat that I wanted to say, and then we could just go back and forth.
Yeah.
Is that I think there is something that happens when you like someone, when you make out with someone, when you have sex with someone. There's just a connection. We've talked about it, right? I don't think that ever goes away. Like, obviously it fades, and obviously you found love with another guy, but I think there's always going to be some kind of connection there. So I think it's normal to be a little hurt.
Yeah, or like, you know, just there's that tension.
Yeah, like it's kind of like the fact that you felt nervous going to the party, normal. The fact that you were like, God, she's gorgeous. Why did she have to be gorgeous? Normal. The fact that you're sitting here going like, oh, did he ever even like me? Super normal. Yeah. So a lot of these things I think are normal for someone that you've had a thing with.
Yeah.
Right?
I fully agree. And I think all of this is saying to me, I don't think it's as much that you're like, oh my gosh, like, does this mean I want him or like whatever? Yeah. I think this is just very clear that you never actually got closure from this guy.
Yes, Taryn. Because that's what I was going to say.
The cycle always repeated. So, you know, you started dating your husband and you were happy with him. And I think a little piece of you, because he was always the one in control, like, was hoping that you'd see him and kind of be able to like lord that over him. But when he shows up with this like girl, it's like, wow, like, you moved on. You don't even care that I'm married. And like, ultimately, we all just want someone to show us that they like us. And sometimes you even get that from people being jealous of you.
Yeah.
Or jealous of your time or your, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think something that could be a contributing factor is that the entire like back and forth relationship that you did have with Jimmy, he was constantly saying no. He didn't want something serious, which whether depends on like how you took that. But for me, I feel like oftentimes people take any no to mean a personal no. Yeah. You know? And so maybe this was kind of like a final straw on the many no's that he gave in referring to him saying he didn't want something serious.
Yeah. And I think too, like this is a hard thing for anyone to accept. So I'm not like, this is not something to make you feel like any way, but we often are going to get the stuff that we allow. So if you allow a guy to feel like he can just have a casual thing with you, to come back whenever he wants, you can't be shocked when that's what he keeps doing.
Oh, true.
Whereas this new girl could have come in, and the fact of the matter is, like, you don't know their relationship
at all.
They could just be still like these whatever people, and maybe he was trying to piss you off by being like, oh, this is my girlfriend. Like, nobody knows the narrative that was happening on his side.
Maybe she was hired at the wedding date.
Yeah, exactly.
Possibilities. But
she could be a type of girl that right away up front with him was like, I don't know what you're trying to pull, but like, if you're not going to be committed to me, then like, I'm not talking to you.
Yeah.
And then right away he had to make a change. Whereas with you, because you guys were friends, you had like the relationships with like your close family and friends. And then, you know, you would go off and date someone else and then come back and hook up. Like, that's probably what he saw it as.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Also, like, I'm definitely don't think that you did this intentionally, but I do think it's a possibility because he was always your like default guy. Maybe like subconsciously you were expecting him to like continue to be your default guy, even though you're happily married. Maybe like in the back of your head, you were like, oh, you'll always have him in case shit hits the fan and you know, things go wrong. He'll always be your plan B, you know? And then essentially seeing him happy was like, nope. He was never your plan B. He was never yours. Yeah. And that would be a big adjustment to have to like confront and come to terms with.
Fully. I also just want to bring up, because this one part, I wanted to say something. When you got mad at how he introduced you, like realistically think about what would you really want him to say? Yeah. And if you were introducing your husband to him, like, are you honestly going to be like, hi, babe, this is Jimmy, who we occasionally would hook up with each other. And then I would date someone because he didn't really want anything serious, but we've made out a lot. Yeah. And like, we totally like had something going on, and but we're really nothing. And you also couldn't say
boyfriend or girlfriend because there was no title.
So I think if you think about, sometimes we get so wrapped up in like what something made us feel, which acknowledge, be present, be sad, be angry, whatever you have to do. But it's always good to step back and be like, okay, well, realistically, how would I introduce him? And luckily, like, I haven't really had to introduce my ex to anyone I was dating, but there was a couple times where I had to introduce him to people, and I would just be like, oh, so-and-so. Yeah, literally.
Remember that?
In London.
Awkward.
That. I literally would just be like, oh, like, hey, Ash, this is oh my gosh, Mark, can you believe it? Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Anyways, but like, I wasn't like, hey, Ash, oh, you know that guy I've like told you about? Like, this is my ex-boyfriend that I dated for 4 years and blah, blah. Nobody does that.
No one does that.
And so I think I get why you felt hurt, because your whole relationship with him, all you wanted was for him to acknowledge or make you feel like you were something to him. So I think in that moment, that's what you focused on. But I would not take that as
personally.
Anything.
No. I guarantee you he was diffusing a possible awkward situation.
Yeah.
By saying family friend.
Yes. But I will say, I think that you are starting down a slippery slope if you continue to let these thoughts and things occupy your mind. So I think bottom line, like, you're with who you want to be with. You're with who you're meant to be with. But I think this is showing that you need closure, and I think you need to focus some time and energy on that. But then you need to like focus now and acknowledge like what you have and be thankful for that. Because bottom line, like, I always do this with Ash. I'm like, okay, even with like your dancing stuff, I'd be like, okay, worst case, what are you most afraid of? You know, like,
I'm an awkward fool.
Yeah. Like, and even that, like, why do you really care? Like, I'll literally break down situations with her. So for you, it's like, okay, so do you want Jimmy? Like, ultimately, this guy who led you on for years, who constantly made you feel pushed aside, who literally was just willing to be like, oh, you're done with that guy? Cool, let's hook up. Like, do you really want that guy? I'm hoping, and I'm guessing the answer is no. So does it really matter what he's doing with his life? Or like, it's okay to acknowledge that you had weird feelings. And like Ash said, acknowledge like we had a connection. So I'm always going to feel like a tingle of something. But now, like, shift your focus back to like this wonderful man who you got. Like, you won. You won.
Girl, you won the game.
Yeah, you won.
Yeah, I completely agree with what Taryn said. To put it bluntly, I think you were head over heels for him and he simply wasn't. And I think that is always, no matter who you are, going to be a hard thing to deal with. And it sounds like you maybe haven't fully dealt with it because you didn't have to, because Mr. Right came into the picture and swept you off your feet and you were like, hell yeah, let's do this. So you didn't give Jimmy a second thought. Yeah. But having to see him for the first time, and obviously, you know, over 2 years, it only makes sense that all of those emotions came and like slapped you in the face. Yeah. So what I would do if I were you is I would write a letter, get out all the thoughts, the frustrations, the emotions. I wouldn't talk to him. You're married. You don't need to talk to him. No. Maybe in like a friendship situation, but like not when you're married and this is like a kind of ex. I would just get out all your emotions on paper. You could burn it. You can have a
Do
ceremony.
Yes,
you
love
can
a good ceremony.
You can play some fun music and just watch it go up in flames. You know, have a barbecue over it. I don't know. Do whatever weird fun thing you want to do.
Write it with a Sharpie on a plate that you get from a thrift store, and then go break it off a cliff.
Have some kind of ending.
Yes.
Put some kind of proper ending to the relationship. Cut it off and focus on you and your man, because you clearly are super happy. Jimmy is nothing to you. But yeah, I really do want to emphasize, I feel like these things are normal.
Oh, so normal.
Taryn's right. This is a very pivotal point where you have to be like, okay, cool. This is done. This has happened. I'm going to acknowledge these feelings. I'm going to deal with them. And then I'm going to freaking put them away.
Yeah.
Because I have a guy who loves me and who I love. And honestly, Jimmy's baggage holding you back.
Honestly, girl, all me and Ash have are Jimmy's in this life. So for us, cut him off. Just cut him off.
He doesn't deserve a second thought. And the fact that you're thinking about him right now,
don't give him that credit.
Don't give him that. Yeah. He doesn't deserve it.
But I will say, we've said this before. I think I shared literally one of our first episodes. But I remember someone told me one time, they were like, because, we all say I have oh yeah, that scarred me or whatever. And then someone said a scar doesn't hurt. If something still hurts you, it's an open wound. Yeah. If I were to pour rubbing alcohol over one of my scars, I wouldn't feel anything. But if there's an actual cut there, it's going to burn like hell.
Yeah, a scar is something you can look at and remember, but not feel anything for.
Yes. So I think the fact that this brought up stuff, that's always what I do. Anytime something affects me in a bigger way than I really expected it to, I'm always wow, something is still under the surface that I haven't dealt with. And for me, then I look at it as something to solve, and I sit in it and I'm okay, why are you feeling like this? Why is this bringing this up? And usually I'm able to have a really cool self-realization and then move forward. Does that mean the next time I see that person I won't feel something? No, usually I do. And I'm ooh, there's still something there.
Yeah.
Let's keep doing the work.
Or you do, but it's a little bit less than you did before.
Always is a little less. Yeah, no, I love that. So I think this was your heart, your mind's way of telling you there still is some closure needed. And honestly, I don't think it never really is the guy. It usually is a deeper issue. I know for my ex, ultimately, when I would get sad and think about him, I was I don't miss him. I miss the feeling of being loved. Yeah. I miss having someone to talk to. I miss having someone to plan a life with. So I think when you start to take right now, everything that's hurting or making you feel sad or angry has his face on it. But if you start to remove his face and be oh, it was the feeling that why did this girl get to be with him and I didn't? She even said why wasn't I good enough? That's the thing that's stinging, is the issues and the damage that you got with your interactions with Jimmy. So that's more of the stuff to focus on. It's not him,
1,000%.
Oof. I feel like this was a great one.
This was a great one. Thank you so much for sharing. Also, I feel like we should just take a moment to appreciate the way you wrote it, because it was really very well written with all the good details. I was hanging on it the entire time I was reading it. I was ooh, yeah, this is good.
Same. I love this episode.
So thank you for being vulnerable with us. I know I felt like you felt before. A lot of listeners are sitting here going, been there.
Oh, we've all had one.
You are hitting a lot of souls over here who are yep, been there. So thank you for writing in and being vulnerable with us. We appreciate it.
Okay, so I'm going to share a dad joke.
Oh, please do.
Okay. So this is actually our roommate / her sister / my heart sister. Got it from a guy on a dad joke.
Oh,
what did I just say?
What? Oh,
she got it from a guy on a dating app. And it said, he took a girl to the beach.
His dog to the beach, Taryn.
Okay. He took his dog to the beach.
This is so bad.
And the seagulls kept trying to get it.
And what happened?
He should have known, because it was a purebred. Or what? I think that's it. I don't know. I don't know
That was probably the worst, best dad joke we've ever had on this podcast.
But you get it. You
Oh
get
my
it.
God. Guys, thank you so much
We
for
love you
being here
all.
for the dad joke. If you are listening to the dad joke, then we love
Yes.
you the most.
We do.
We'll talk to you guys in the next episode, which will be coming out on Monday.
Yes.
Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.